I'm calling you out. Stop downloading so many mods. Please, please guys. Your folder needs a break. Your game is screaming. But you're gonna download them anyway, so here are the mods that you might be interested in downloading. Hey guys, it's myaeomi. You're watching my channel. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my favorite cast mods I use in The Sims 4 to improve my cast experience. I'm a cast girly through and through, so these mods make the game a little bit easier to play. And by play, I mean dress up my Sims. I'm going to be using my lovely Sim, Nadia House, as a little model. Isn't she lovely? Just sit here or stand here and look pretty. So first of all, this one is not a mod, it's a gshade preset. It's the timeless preset by vixonspixels, and I cannot find a link anywhere. I've been looking for the link for ages, far and wide I've searched, and I just cannot find it. I guess it's been scrubbed clean from the internet, but this is what the game looks like without it. See, it's a bit more dull, like the colors and everything. It's not as bright and saturated, and this one is just chef's kiss. It's not too bright, it's nice and pastel before and after. See, beautiful, amazing, stunning. There are other presets out there that are similar to this. I cannot find any that I like as much as this one, so I'm really sorry, but that's the one I use if you were asking. So moving on to the first actual mod, this is the gentle cast lighting mod by Northern Severe Winds. It is really nice, makes your lighting look much smoother. The next mod is my pastel pink UI. You cannot miss it. It's the first thing I see every time I come into cast. It is so beautiful. It turns everything on the UI into this beautiful pink. Really nice. It's by Vixonspixels, and they have a bunch of other different colors. They have a Sims 1 UI, I believe, a Sims 2 one, purple UI, blue UI, beige. I lied. They're so cool. So if you don't really like the pink one, then they have other options. I also use a mouse cursor override. Here you can see it a bit better. It has a cute little paw print, and it matches my aesthetic. Next, I have the cast tuning version 2, also by Northern Severe Winds. It allows my Sims to stand still, not in like a very stiff pose. As you can see, one of her legs is kind of pushed out a little bit further. There are other poses to choose from. I feel like this one is a bit more neutral. It helps me see them a bit better. And when you go into the bracelets or ring category, it zooms in under nails. It's very helpful because if you use nails and rings and also CC eyelashes, you know that something's gonna clip. One thing about eyelashes, they're going to clip, and this is very helpful to see what nails clip and what nails don't clip with the lashes. If I do this, you can see it messes up her hair. However, if her hands were just down by her side, like it usually is in The Sims 4, I would not know that until I zoom out, and then I met with this atrocity. Another plus of this mod that I don't really hear people talking about a lot is that when you make kid Sims, it actually zooms in on the camera. That was such a cool feature to me personally when I first saw it, because The Sims for some reason decided to make the child and the toddler cameras very zoomed out, so you can't actually see them that well when they're standing full body like this. It also adds this cute little pose. It's optional, you don't have to get this pose if you don't want it, but I really think it's cute, so I kept it. And then when you make a toddler Sim, this is a cute little pose, like she's standing like this, and I think she's adorable, and the camera is actually zoomed in so you can actually see her better. Yes, plus plus plus. So we're gonna go back to her original age, and we're going to go to the next mod. Now I know many of you guys have been eyeing my beautiful cast background ever since you clicked on this video. This one is the My Room cast background by Milk Bunny. When I first saw it, I fell in love. They also have a Dalit cast background. I also have it saved, but this one, I'm just, she's so pretty, like, oh my god. So there's one with just a complete solid background that I use for taking screenshots of my Sims, is by Hex Sims. It's called the Classic Rose background. There's a bunch of different shades of pink. There's also a Perfection background made by Vixonspixels. There's a bunch of different versions. I'll pop them up on screen. I'll also link them down below so you can see and pick and choose. Another mod I don't think people mention as much as they should is the blob remover, because okay, when you get into cast for the first time, you're gonna notice that the background is very bright and ugly, and there's also this little blob below the Sims feet. To get rid of that, you need this mod by Urban Sim. It's called the blob remover, and it removes the blob. Very nice. So really quickly, let's just focus our attention over to the left side of the screen where I have the Sim's name, the traits, the aspiration, the likes and dislikes, and that kind of thing. I use this mod by the Pancake One to get 5 traits for adult Sims. This is called the More Traits in Cast mod. Adult Sims always have 3. This just gives them 2 more. I also use some custom traits by Maple Bell, like Love Cynic, Whimsical, Street Smart. There's multiple collections of traits. I don't have every single one. I just pick the ones that I want and leave the ones that I don't. Also, if you were wondering, why is my Sim serving face and body and why she posing like that, I use custom cast poses. I don't have poses for every single trait. Like this one is just the original Sims 4 animation, but this one, the family oriented one, is this cute little pose set. I love this one so much. Like it's my favorite one right now. So we have this set, and then we also have this one right here. There's a bunch of them. I'll link some of my favorite cast pose creators so you can go through and see their poses. Now let's go onto the aspirations that I have. Of course, I have all the ones from the different packs that I own or from the base game, but I also have some custom aspirations from NC4T, or Need Coffee for that, or Need Cast for that. I don't know. I see a bunch of different names for this person. What it does, I believe it improves the ones we already have in the game and also adds a few more. Now I couldn't tell you exactly which ones are new or which ones are from the game because I've had this for ages, and I think this outstanding vet one is new, and maybe the country, no, maybe that's from College Living. I don't know, I really couldn't tell you, but because they blend so perfectly in the game, and that's what makes a good mod for me when it feels maxis match. Like the traits mods, for example, some of them use some icons that don't blend in the game, and that's why I just cannot use them. I love the Maple Bell ones because they use actual in-game icons. They look like they fit in the game, and when you're downloading it, you gotta be very careful to not download something that you don't have in your game. They use like EP numbers, like EP1, EP2, that kind of thing. So you gotta Google it. You gotta be a little bit more like careful in that kind of thing, just to not cause your game to break. You gotta be careful when you're downloading mods. So let's move down from aspirations to go to the preferences and see what we got going on over here. Originally in the game, we only can choose like activities and colors, and if you have growing together, conversation topics, sim characteristics. I believe fashion came with high school years, but that's all you can choose. In addition to that is music genre. Oh my god, yeah, that's so much to choose from, right? But Helene, who's the creator of this mod, Preferences Plus, adds cuisine, drinks, flavor, outfit choice, venues, weather, if you have seasons, also season and tradition. I love this mod, I really do, and it doesn't work as well as it did before. It causes like last exceptions and that kind of thing. I don't think it's anything game breaking. I'm just letting y'all know in advance. I had it removed from my game for a long while, but I was like, you know what, I'm missing it. I really miss it so bad. Like, why can't I say my sim likes pizza without a mod? That is so ridiculous. Like, when I think of like likes and dislikes, food is one of the first ones I think of. I think of color, I think of different activities and hobbies, and I think of music and food. Why? I don't know. We also have some cast story. I think this is called the Instant Cast Story mod by Thingu. They created this mod called Instant Cast Stories where you can instantly select your sim's career. You can just select the branch that they're in, or you can also select the skills that they have. If you select like, that means the sim will have like a level 5 in that skill. If you select dislike, they will have level 1. I also have the cast story degree. For some reason, it doesn't work that well for me. When I select another sim, they won't have the degree here. I don't know if that's just the game messing up or if it's a mod issue. Just letting y'all know if y'all have that same issue, but I still keep it in. And then there's also strengths and weaknesses by the same creator, where you can select the sim's strengths or weaknesses. I can select they're high in intelligence, but they're low in leadership. Or they're really good at culinary arts, but they don't get along well with animals. They're good at handicrafts, but they suck at music, etc, etc. There's so much to choose from. I love these mods so much. They add so much personality to your sim. Now let's move up to the name category. I have this mod called More Names by Tiasha Sims, and it just adds more name options for you to see when you randomize the names and the last names as well. I don't know which ones are from the game, I don't know which ones are from the mod, but it adds a bunch of new names. So let me go on to my like mods, I guess. I don't know what to call this category, but these are just proper mods. First one is the most famous one I see people mentioning is the More Columns and Cast mod. If you don't have this, you are not a cast girly. I'm so sorry. 4 columns as opposed to the regular 2. Like, if you got a lot of CC like me, I did clear out my CC folder recently, to be fair, but it's still a lot, especially if you got a lot of packs too. Like, you be scrolling for hours to find the one thing that you like, and it's easier to find it with More Columns and Cast. This is by Where Bisu. It's the same person that creates the UI Chiefs extension mod. There's a bunch of different categories to choose from: 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns, 6. The next one I also have is a Skip Cast Stories mod. I can't really show you this because I'm already in Cast, but as you know, when you load up into Cast, there's the Cast Stories pop-up that will say like, oh, do you want to make a sim from scratch, or do you want to create them with a story, blah blah blah. I think that's a really cool feature, but I'm not trying to do all that every single time I'm making a sim. To be honest, I don't really use that feature like ever. Anyways, let's zoom in on her face real quick. This mod is by Trico Family, I don't know, called Bat TF Up. Basically pushes your sims back a little further in zoomed in mode, so they're not way too close to the screen, so you can take like better screenshots or better recordings. Like, I make sims for TikToks or shorts. When they're very close, it's very hard to see the whole detail of their hair or their accessories and that kind of thing if it doesn't fit into the frame perfectly. I also have this Cast Unlocks mod, and when you go to face, like this little section right here, you can see that I have a bunch more categories to choose from. Even though she's not an occult sim, I can select mouth details and stuff. Like, I had a bunch of CC here just hidden, but because I didn't have this unlock mod until recently, I just didn't remember that I downloaded these things. These are all by Northern Siberia ones, by the way, and this one is by Obscurus. I have cheat details, brow details, etc, etc. But yeah, Cast Unlocks by Crylander. The next mod I have to show you guys is one that I recently downloaded. It's a newer addition to my collection. It is the Color Starters mod by the Pancake one. I don't know how I made sims before this mod. I really don't. I saw this video, but it's a how I made my sims video, maxis mix style. And I love maxis mix style, really. So like, I saw them put an alpha skin over the sim, and then they lowered the opacity. Let me choose a darker skin tone because that one is not, honey. And lower the opacity of the skin to basically blend it a little bit better. I don't know, and I can turn on the brightness if the skin tone is a bit too light or something. Can maybe up the saturation to make it a little bit more red, or dull it down a little bit more. Oh, she looks ashy. And then I could also change the hue if I want her to be like even ashier than she was before, or I want her to be green. And it's so cool. It really is cool. I mostly use it just to like make the skins blend a bit better, because these skins, they're not really overlays. I don't really get much use out of them, or never really did before. I was considering deleting them. These are by 970 wins, by the way, and they're more like alpha or maxis mix skins, and I don't know, I just didn't like the look of them most of the time, especially because when I add makeup, sometimes they wouldn't show up, but with the opacity slider, it's easier for me to see them. That makes any sense. And these skins down here are by Obscurus. Let me just add one on. See, okay, that one makes her white. We will not be standing for any whitewashing here today, so let me just turn the brightness down a little bit. Oh, she's ashy. But see, I can tweak it to make it a little bit better, and then I can lower the opacity so that you can see it's not as harsh of an alpha skin. I am really trying to sell this right now. Not sponsored or anything, clearly, but I really like this mod. The next mod I have, which you can't even see because I got my gshade on. Let me turn it down. This one is the cast organizers mod by Pinkish World. Just adds some little organizers for each section of skin details. Like this one says forehead crease, this one down here says mouth crease, this one right here says freckles. So I will know better than to select two things in the same category. Like I won't accidentally freckles here, you can't even see them, you cannot even see them. Okay, I won't accidentally add like a skin here and then want to add another skin and they're in the same category, so one gets deleted or something. But if I wanted to add a skin from here and then add a eyelash thing here, that does not look good at all. I can do that because I know like this is where this section ends and this is where this section begins. I think I really suck at explaining things. This next category is, I guess, defaults. My first default to show you guys is my default skin. I'm currently using the skin overlay by Birdie Sims. It's the Amaryllis skin. Where is it? No, it's this one. Okay, this is what it looks like. It's so pretty, isn't it? It's so nice. I love like one side is a bit darker, like on the lip and stuff. Oh, that is not the one that I had originally. Oopsies. What was it? Was it this one? I don't remember. Oops. Okay, so I'm just gonna remove it so you can see her skin. This is the Thuja skin, default skin by Nazuri. I have some makeup on her, so I'm just gonna remove it so you can see her skin better. She looks so soft and pretty. Her skin looks so glossy and juicy and nice and everything. Just take off all the skin details so you can see it better. Beautiful, stunning, amazing. Like, let me just put her stuff back on really quick. I totally forgot to turn my gshade back on. I'm so sorry if that was a bit too dull and different than what it was before. But I wanted to show you my other mod that I have. Must have. No EA lashes by Kichiko. Kichiko is like the original eyelash girly. I don't really use her lashes that much anymore. Sometimes I will. I found myself using like Northern Siberia Winds lashes and Twisted Cat lashes and stuff. But the mod that I must have from them is the no eyelashes. The eyelash remover mod. It gets rid of the clunky EA lashes that spawn with every single eye. Like, let me go into the eye category so you can see what I'm talking about. Like this little wing thing over here. This is not an eyelash. I don't like it one bit. Can't stomach her. I had to get it removed. Yeah, there's also an option to like select it in the skin detail category. I just have the override one that just gets rid of it permanently for all sims. I also have some default eyes, so once again I'm going to take something off so you can see it better. I have the Cosmic Eyes by Simsenshi. This one is so pretty. It doesn't look too realistic, it doesn't look too maxis. It's like a nice little blend. Nice little maxis match blend. And yes, I do use face paint category contacts most of the time, but sometimes I forget to do that and I think the eyes still look really good. Moving on to the body category, we're gonna show you my default underwear override. This one is not one that you can actually download, but I thought I would show you anyways in case you were wondering. This underwear is originally by Sentate, the Angeliki underwear. I actually made a default version of it for myself. I don't think I can actually share it unless Sente allows me to do that, but I don't really have any plans to share somebody else's work. I don't feel good about that, but there's many other default underwear overrides by a lot of creators like Sims. I used to use theirs before I learned how to make my own. Large Shader Tots has some underwear overrides as well. There's a bunch of different creators. Just search up default underwear. Maybe the color that you're looking for, like black or white or pink or something. I just couldn't find a good pink one that I really like. I'll link a tutorial in the description as well so you can follow along in case you were wondering how I learned to do this myself. It was not that hard. Truly the easiest thing I've ever done. Let's go a little bit lower to her feet. We're gonna get the grippers out, guys. So let me just take her socks off so you can see her feet a little bit better. Yeah, up close and personal, but not really because you can't zoom in on the feet for some reason. These are the default feet by Magic Bots. They are some by Sims that makes a lot of the nice shoes that I have in my game. Yes, hold on, let me show you those shoes really quickly. All these shoes by Geos, yeah, they also have a default foot override for the Sims. I don't use that one. I use the Magic Bot one. I don't know really what the difference is between them. I think these ones are a little bit more detailed and more realistic. Plus, they also come with some toenail polish. Here they are. Yeah, nice. Let me put her shoes back on. So yeah, those are all my default overrides that I have. And I'm going to go into the sliders in the presets category. First, I'm going to talk about my sliders. I cannot tell you every single one of the sliders that I got. So I'll just link the ones that I know I use often, like the Obscurus, Estropia, and Exotropia slider. I I like to cross my Sims' eyes for some reason. They're so cute when they do that. You cannot tell me otherwise. I don't do it all the time. I don't do it for every single Sim, but I do it for a lot of them, and I think it's so cute. We also have a height slider by Lumia. Yeah, she's really tall, but I can make her really short too. Look at how cute she is. She looks like a teen. Maybe not in this outfit, but I love to use it for teens specifically because not all teens are the same height as adults, and not all adults are like 6'2". With the animations though, like when two Sims are kissing, like if she was supposed to be kissing her friend, she'd be like kissing her forehead and her friend would be kissing her chest, and that is a bit disturbing, but I don't really mind it. Actually, I don't really look too close to my Sims when they're kissing like that. Like I'm not that weird. So let me just take her socks off so you can see her feet a little bit better. I also have another slider by Lumia. It's the hip slider. This is a hip slider. It's juicy. You can make your Sims like have these really wide curvaceous hips and thighs and stuff, and then you can also have like a more boxy figure or something in the middle. Originally in the game, you can't do all this. I can make my Sims like really dummy thick or skinny. Dummy thick. Skinny. Yeah, let me put her skirt back on. And the last slider from this creator is the finger slider. I think if you grab the forearm and you pull it up, you can see her fingers get a little bit thinner, and then you push down, her hands get chubbier and skinny and chubby and skinny. Yeah. And by Seymour, we have a breast slider. My Sim does not have any titties. She's a flat-chested queen. So let me just go to her friend Jocelyn, who got boobs. We're going to look at this breast slider, and to do so, I'm gonna have to take off her top if she doesn't feel self-conscious. Yeah, this slider, I think it separates the boobs. Like you can push them over to the side like this. I think she has a cleavage mask, or it's the skin that she's wearing, so you can't really see what it would look like before. So you can make them together, you can push them apart. I think you can make them a bit bigger. Then you can actually do it in the game. Make them smaller and flat-chested. So titty slider, lovely. There's also thigh sliders, so I'm gonna take her pants off so you can see what they look like. We're gonna make her thighs thicker and then thinner. I love thick thighs. I have thick thighs myself. Thick thighs are amazing. So yeah, if you wonder why my Sims always look so curvaceous and juicy, that is why. And the slider allows me to do that. Yay. I also have a lower leg slider that does the same thing as a thigh slider. It just makes your Sims calves thicker or thinner, so you can really make them like really chubby and chunky and so cute. I love how the slider makes my Sims look. It's so cute. I once again forget to use it sometimes because I'll just slap a body preset on, which we'll get to next, and just call it a day. So this one is really nice to have. Before I get to the presets though, I want to show you the shoulder height slider. I can't show you because her hair is in the way. So let me just go back to Nadia really quickly. I'm sorry if this jumping around is annoying. I hope it's not. I hope it's more like immersive. This is the shoulder height slider by Kiki W. It can make your Sim have like really rounded shoulders, really, what is it? You know that K-pop idol trend of having like these like straight shoulders? I don't know what it's called. I don't remember. Yeah, so yeah. You can adjust your Sim's shoulders. This is the height of diversity right here. And we also have an eyebrow slider, which I forgot to mention when we were at her face. This one is by Magic Bot. I think it allows you to push the eyebrows higher or lower. I think that's what it does. So yeah. It is so silly. Huh? Oh, why so surprised? Oh my god, I'm sorry. I am 20 years old. I am 20 years old. Let that sink in. So now she's fully dressed in her outfit that she was wearing before. Let me show you guys the presets that I have. And we are back. I think that is the end of today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know by liking or commenting or subscribing. And also suggest any new video ideas that you want to see me cover, like maybe how I create my Sims or my favorite CC creators for hair or that kind of thing. Because I have a lot of videos planned, but I want to know what you guys are interested in. So that is all I have for today. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!